of American Prestige. Danny Bessner here, as always, with my friend and comrade, Derek, and we are excited to bring you the live stream. Derek, there is a lot going on in the world this week that we wanted to talk about, and we usually don't talk about um, the not foreign relations related stuff, but I thought we might here this week. And Derek, you actually want to tweet this out and post it on the Discord? People might not know about it.
Um, Tweet the live stream?
Yeah, the live stream
I mean,
out
I retweeted
that Jake posted.
Jake's
God,
tweet.
can't
So,
never trust Jake, but maybe also post it on Discord. But anyway, hello everyone,
um,
and welcome to this week's live stream once again. So, Derek, one thing that I wanted to talk about this week, it's a little outside of our bailiwick, but I think it's actually pretty interesting, which was this kerfuffle over the Granta story. Well, it wasn't properly the Granta story. It was the story that won something called the Commonwealth Award, which I have never heard about, but is apparently prestigious. I mean, capital low
the
P prestigious
you've never heard of the
award.
Commonwealth Short Story Prize? I mean,
I know, it's what we're all talking about all the time. Though I never heard about it. And apparently, the winner of this prize is posted in. Is posted. Jesus Christ, my brain! I truly have brain worms. It's published in something associated with Granta, which is a prestigious literary magazine. I actually know some of the people involved there, and they are
they're
very
posted to South
upstanding.
Korea. They get to go on a little military deployment.
Yeah, they're
So,
posted. They're on a journey around the world. I actually know
yeah,
some of the people involved in
we're
Grant.
sending them to Karg Island. The winners, wonderful, all expenses paid trip to Karg Island.
And apparently they are the winner of the story, story winner rather, the author apparently appears to have used artificial intelligence. Allegedly, I would never cast aspersions. I'm not an aspersion caster. But what was interesting about it was less a kerfuffle about literary fiction. I feel like people are always trashing literary fiction, particularly when they're literary authors who want to write literary fiction. I think if you looked back in the history of fiction since the middle of the 19th century, the people who wanted to be authors are like, this is perfect. Everything is going well. So I'm less interested in that. But it does seem, I think we're in an interesting moment with artificial intelligence, broadly speaking. And it does seem like in our corner of the white collar professional class or the internet, that there is a lot of anxiety, anxiety in a way that I've never experienced in my life because automation really never came for white collar work. But there is a lot of anxiety about what artificial intelligence is going to do to basically, I would say like low level cognitive work, not necessarily literary fiction, but the types of what's it called, advotainment, infotainment type
Entertainment.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like going on, and
Well,
I
that, I
think it's
mean,
going to
yeah,
get
that's
rid of a
already
lot of low level
happening.
jobs. No, I
Yeah.
know. So like,
I mean, like Sports Illustrated, didn't Sports Illustrated go AI or
one
some
hopes.
bullshit? Like one of the some of these magazines seem to be doing it. Like
So why do you?
the cool thing to me is that like I don't even know if any human beings read this shit or just like other AIs read it.
Well, they're definitely going
So
to
they're
enter a
just like
world where that is happening, where like you
you just
apply
like
for a job, it's read by AI.
Grok
Yeah,
is reading something that Claude wrote, and no human being is involved in that transaction at all.
but
That's exciting.
that's the future is now. It's like a Verhoeven movie without the excitement or the nudity. But I was curious, why do you think this is engendering such anxiety where people are essentially becoming AI cops, which is on one hand understandable, but on the other hand, it does seem to be a bit of an extreme reaction. And it just seems like this really has swept the left internet over the last few days. And what do you think? Oh no, Derek left. So I'm just going to be forced to do a monologue, everybody. Well, what I think the anxiety, Derek, are you back? I can't see you. Yeah, great. Well, I can't see. I think maybe this happens after you talk for a while. So everyone, we're getting used to this. But Derek, what do you think this anxiety is about? I'm curious what a Silent Generation member thinks.
AI.
Well, over this why do you think people made this into such a gigantic issue?
Because it's like hitting middle class people where they live. Like these are the jobs that all the white collar types had, and we're told we're going to be there forever. Like we can replace blue collar workers with robots or whatever, but nobody's ever going to replace me, the article writer, like the guy who compiles some tweets about game 6 of the Knicks series and posts them in article format. Nobody's ever going to be able to replace that, and now they are. So I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a class thing. Like the people who are now being affected by automation never thought they were going to be affected by automation. And I mean, you've now shrunk the universe of people who aren't affected by automation to down to like the billionaires, like who's left, who's not, at risk from this. And as um, my wife and I have talked about this, like even the stuff that doesn't work well. Like even in the areas where AI doesn't work, which is most things, I think at this point, maybe it'll get better. But they're still going to go to it because it's cheaper and less of a pain in the ass than having to deal with a human being. So, like, I mean, you're screwed on some level.
Yeah, and this is what we talk about. We talked about today on a really good episode that'll be coming out as a bonus in a few weeks with Dylan Riley, which is about this crisis of profitability. And so it seems to me like it doesn't really matter. If AI could do a passable enough job, and I would argue in many issue areas it does do a passable enough job, I think it's going to lead to serious layoffs. I mean, I'm in Seattle and Meta is talking about laying people off that Zuckerberg. Meta is really adding insult to injury. They're making you train your AI replacement. There's something dystopian about that. But do you think that this is the possibility to create a type of cross collar class coalition that we've never really seen in this country? Or do you think that that is just not in the offing? Because if so, that could actually be a glimmer of hope in a moment when it does seem like cross collar solidarity is at a low point. Do you think this could actually engender that if we're all just automated out?
I mean, that's the positive spin on it. The negative spin is you're just going to have more people saying the reason that you're out of work and can't afford your mortgage is because, or can't afford to even buy a house, is because immigrants and woke did it, and you're just going to have more kind of spiraling down into uh, uh, nihilism. Like I don't know. I don't
That
know
that would
which
be
way this is
bad.
going to go. Um, you would like to think at some point there's going to be a threshold where people say like this is bullshit, and if this is the way of the future and like we're just subbing people out everywhere, then surely there's going to be measures taken to like provide for a basic standard of living. Like I mean, this was the Andrew Yang thing, I guess, which is bullshit in its own way. But like, what's left if there's no jobs? What do? You can't just expect people to muddle through. If people become expendable to the economy, which increasingly seems like
Right.
that's what this is. When I say, like Grok is talking to Claude and there's no people involved, like that's where the money's being made. I don't really understand how personally, but that's obviously where the economic activity is made, and there's no human beings in that chain except collecting money at the end of it. um, like something you would think would have to give, but I don't know. I mean, this is you're
Right.
asking me to be more optimistic than I am capable of being.
And this is where the analytical centering of the asset and asset price inflation really becomes clear, because you don't actually need to sell things to people in an economy when your wealth is based on just asset inflation. And so you actually have the structural conditions for a completely dehumanized economy that probably, to my knowledge, have never before existed in human history. Because you don't need to actually participate in the circulation of goods as a